Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the Razer Ornata Chroma. This is a mid-height keyboard that has the new switch, which is called their Razer Mecha Membrane. We'll cover this in more detail of course as we go through the video. But this combines the soft cushion touch of a membrane rubber dome with a tactile click of a mechanical switch to give you quick actuation. So it's available with the RGB Chroma that we see in all the Razer products generally nowadays. That features the 16.8 million colours to choose from, but you can also get it with just the Razer green backlight if you so wish. At the point of recording this review, the RGB is $99.99 and the standard green is $79.99 respectively. Other things to note, you've got 10 key rollover as well when you're in gaming mode to make sure all those buttons are recognised. One thing I really do like is they've now included a wrist rest with this keyboard. That's one thing that I really wanted to see with the Black Widow Chroma X, and they have implemented it with this, so that is very nice to see. And coincidentally, since I've actually had the Ornata in for a review, they've released a Black Widow V2 that also comes with a wrist rest, so it's nice to see that on the Black Widow model. I'm very keen to test the Black Widow V2 versus the Black Widow X Chroma that I previously reviewed. If you'd like to see a review on that from me, then please do let me know and I'll try and get it sorted. But of course, let's get back to the Ornata. It comes in the great Razer boxes that we see from them, a lovely matte black box with the green sides. You've also obviously got the names and brandings on there as necessary. I know a lot of people may not care about it, but the unboxing experience you get with Razer products is always very enjoyable. Also a nice little window as well if it's in a shop display you can try before you buy. So in the top left hand corner we've got the important information like the user manuals and the instructions. A lot of you won't want that, but you'll want what's underneath, the beautiful Razer stickers. So first up I want to show you the wrist rest, as it was kind of one of the big things I really emphasised that the Black Widow X Chroma needed. Now this one they've made magnetic, which makes attaching it an absolute breeze. A lot of companies use some stupid clip underneath which is quite brittle, so that can be prone to snapping, but magnets is a much better way to go about it. Nice pleather covered and very soft padding on there as well. Pleasantly surprised by the quality of it. It's a lot more comfortable than it looks as well. The camera doesn't really portray quite how comfy and soft it is. Nicely embossed with the Razer logo as well. You've also got some rubber feet underneath to help prevent slipping, although it does have a bit of a tendency to go left and right should you put that kind of pressure on it, but if you're typing straight on it won't be a problem. So looking at the Ornata itself, if you've seen the Black Widow keyboards you'll see that it's a very different style from what they are. They've gone with much more of a squared off approach with the Ornata, but that being said it is very clean and stylish. So going briefly across the keyboard itself, at the bottom we've got the function button which acts for the buttons at the very top of the keyboard, which are the F keys. These offer functionality for the mute, volume up and down, previous, pause and next track. On the fly macro button, the gaming mode button, as well as brightness decrease and increase, and then further along we've got the sleep key. So at the top right of the keyboard we've got the small section that shows the caps lock, scroll lock, number lock, also macro recording and the game mode. You can see actually the plastic protection film that is over the top of this, but once you peeled it off it does look exactly the same as it is there. Underneath the keyboard we've got nice cable management options, so you can route it to the left, right or just straight to the centre. 4 rubber feet there as well if you wanted to use the keyboard flat on the desk, or you can of course use the stands to raise it up a little bit. There's the varying angle. Personally I use the stands, I just find it a little bit more comfortable. The cable included on the Ornata is a lovely braided cable, very thick weave as well, so it's not going to show any cabling through. That's 2 meters in length and terminates to a gold USB. Like most of the Razer keyboards, this is a cable that's attached to it, you can't actually remove it, which is a bit of a shame, as some people like to have the option should they damage it. So now let's look at the Mecha Membrane keys in a little bit more detail. Let's first give you a sound sample of what you could expect to hear when you use this. Personally to me it just sounds like a less dense version of the green switch. So taking one of the keycaps off, don't recommend you do this too much, but just to demonstrate I thought it would be fine. As you can see it's frosted plastic, so that allows the colour to glow through nicely. Being on a white backplate also helps as well, just to bring an overall really great illumination. It's a lot better than the Black Widow Chroma X we previously looked at, and the layout of the Ornata is what they're actually using for the Black Widow V2 as well, using the white backplate with recessed keys to help that glow again. So if you've seen my keyboard reviews before, you know I always like to touch on the white effect that the keyboard gives off when using the 16.8 million colours that a lot of them offer. This one is slightly blue, as you're seeing it on the camera now is how I see it. I made sure to get that very accurate so it does come across true. But just to reiterate, RGB do struggle to make white, as obviously you're mixing 3 colours together. So in this case, a little bit blue, but it's not the end of the world. So let's get on to the lighting of the Ornata. This is just one of the custom profiles I threw together quickly, then going on to the color wave. We'll go through all the different presets that are available first, and then we'll take a look into the Synapse software and all the customization that is possible. I will put a timestamp on the screen now if you want to skip past all the software and lighting, because it is very similar to what we've seen before with the Black Widow Chroma X, and it is quite a lengthy bit of time that you may want to skip over if you already know what it can offer, so take that option if you so wish. So first of all, we've just got the color breathe option. You just did see the color wave as well. This you can pick between a couple of different colors and it will fade in and out of. Then you've got reactive, simply press a key and it will illuminate. Next up is ripple, pressing a key and then the light will illuminate from left to right of each side. That will happen with every keystroke. This is color cycle. I have sped this up just for the time, but that will go through every color in sequence. This is one of my favorites. This is Starlight, which basically lights each key individually with a different color. You can set those to certain colors if you so wish, but I think the random effect is really what makes this. Then of course you've got static, as you'd expect. Just pick a color and it will stay like it. Color wave obviously goes through the full spectrum from left to right or right to left, whichever you select. Then if you'd rather, you can turn off the illumination completely. Okay, so this is where it gets into depth, so kind of bear with me for this. So this is the Chroma Configurator where you can adjust each key and the illumination. You can even layer the different effects you have, so you could have some keys that are static, for example, maybe the ones that you're going to press the most in game, and then you could have the rest doing a ripple effect or a wave or starlight. Literally anything you fancy, you can do it here. So first up, showing you here are a few of the presets that come included. So that's the FPS one, for example. You can use the WASD and then the R for reload, the number buttons for changing weapons, for example, things like that. Then I'm going in here and then changing all the number pads to red. White and red is a good combo that I use quite a lot. So in this case, I'm doing the up and down, left and right arrows as white as well, so you get a nice contrast. And a couple more presets showing you there. And then this is all the advanced options you've got as well, what you can and can't do when that is enabled once you press function and then the gaming key. And then again, you can go and make programs and profiles for each different game. So you could have one for GTA, one for Minecraft, one for Dota, one for Forza, for example, anything like that. You can go and do that easily in the options. And then you can also go and remap every single key if you so wish. One thing you could do is, if you don't use the function keys very much, you could reverse map them. So you could use the function key to then do the actual F key. So then you could use the media keys to just do a single press without doing the function. Something to think about. But this is more to show you what you can do and to give you an idea of each menu. And then obviously you can customize it to your heart's content afterwards. You can also do delay key presses as well. You can do like key press down and hold. Literally, there's so much to do on this. You could be there for hours just getting that down exactly how you want it. But hopefully that showed you everything you want to know with the Chroma Configurator. Now on to my conclusion. So we're coming up for 10 minutes before we've even hit the conclusion. I hope you could tolerate it to a certain degree. The software does take up a lot of time, so that's quite a big chunk of it. So I think the biggest thing to say about this keyboard is it's different from what they've done before. Obviously going from the Razer green or even the Razer orange keys to the mecha membrane is a totally different flip, and it's something it does take a little bit of getting used to. You kind of go in ready for the membrane feel, but then having that click, which to me resembles, like I said, a lighter version of the green sound, or even the cherry blue sounding for that matter, is something you do have to get used to. And you know, the click is a very controversial thing that some people like and some people totally dislike. It's not something you're going to want to be using around other people, that's for sure. This is definitely a keyboard for use at home. When I first started this, I thought the click was way too loud, but I did start to grow to it over time, and after a while it was nice to have that audible feedback. Also means you've got a very low actuation point. You may have seen it in the earlier clip when I was just lightly pressing that key. Once you press that, there's hardly very much travel till you bottom it out, which means you can get very fast typing and also activation during gameplay. So overall typing experience that I was a bit skeptical at the start, but now I've actually grown to love it. In general, the build quality is very well made. I did try to do my usual keyboard flex and it was very rigid. Aesthetics wise, it's got a very minimal design which I really do like. Having the white backplate helps the RGB lighting. And then speaking of lighting, it's on point as always with Razer products. The fire's got to be my new favourite effect. And then the addition of the Wristrest is probably one of my favourite things. It's very soft and just makes overall typing much more enjoyable. You may think you haven't really shown much of it during the video, but that's purely for framing. I couldn't really fit it on the desk at an angle and make it look good while having the Wristrest on. But during day-to-day work, I do have it on the keyboard and I thoroughly enjoy using it. I do like the coating of the keys as well. It does pick up significantly less grease than the Black Widow Chroma X did. That's especially good if you edit like me and you're using, the same 2 or 3 buttons constantly. You do find grease build up to be a lot higher than when you're just generally gaming. So that was nice to see on this that it did take longer to actually occur. So I think I've covered pretty much everything I'd like to say in this review. If there's anything you want to know, please do let me know down in the comments and I will answer it for you as soon as I can. So summed up, it's a very different experience from what we've seen before, but one that they have done very well. And being priced at $99.99 I don't think is too over the top either. So as usual, if you'd like to get yourself one of these, I will put links in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you to Razer for sending this out for me to review. Thank you for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.